we were standing around, no, let me start again. Next, if we were standing around the LGBTQ plus water cooler, this is what we may all be talking about this week. It's sponsored by Hot Topic. And you know Hot Topic, it's an American retail chain with nearly 700 locations, specializing in countercultural related clothing and accessories, as well as licensed music. Hot Topic represents many varied interests of the LGBTQ plus community, including music, movies, graphic artists, gaming, and more. And Hot Topic features one of the largest collections of Pride merchandise in America that celebrates all aspects of the diversity of the LGBTQ plus community. Hot Topic is also a major supporter of the diversity of our community and supports many events, festivals, and nonprofit LGBTQ plus organizations. Very notable, and we admire, is their support of the Trevor Project, the LGBTQ plus community's most important voice for LGBTQ plus young people. And that is why they are the sponsor of It's Happening Out's Hot Topic. All right, this week, a Reddit user account recently shared a post on gaybros, telling gay users to ignore gay social media influencers on platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and avoid comparing their lives to the influencers' lives. In responding to the post, some users talked about the superficiality of life from such influencers and what the lives are that they lead. Some talked about their credit card debts, while some added to the conversation by saying even these gay influencers do not lead a life of frequent parties and hookups. There are days when they sit at home and do absolutely nothing, but they do not post it as it is not social media worthy. So we ask, what do you think? Our hot topic of the week: are there differences in Reddit gay bros, InstaGays, TikTok gays, Twitter gays? Do we see differences in where we're going to our social media?
Quick question for you. So on the Reddit, there's no pictures, right?
No
it's
pictures.
all just talking.
Well, there can be, because they can include pictures and they can include articles, but generally that's not front and center.
Got it. So I think that the people that were commenting saying that they should stay away from those social media platforms are ugly haters. And that's why they're saying that. They don't want to see, the reality is that what you put on social media is not your real life, okay? But you're an influencer. Your job is to put those things online and make it look pretty and nice so other people follow you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
It's not that. It could be real, right? Like a lot of the shit that I post, the shit that I actually do, I'm not faking anything. But I'm not putting a moment that...
Well, that's not what your boyfriend says.
Well, I'm not doing things, I'm not posting things when I'm at my worst or sitting at home because it's fucking boring. So people that say this, you're right, it does feel like hatred. And they come after me and Chris a lot. And I'm over it. Because they say we're fake, they say it's not really us, it's not what we do, and that we're giving this persona like we want to be big and fat, but we don't want to be big and fat. And we're lying to our audience saying that we want to be muscular and we don't. It's like, no, we truly want to be fat, strong people. We truly want to go out. We go around the world and specifically around the US going to parties. We actually do that. But there's a lot of times where I'm at fucking home watching a movie with my boyfriend.
Just living your life.
I just sometimes story that. Maybe I don't post it. But you're just being a hater saying that is the...
An ugly hater.
Yeah.
Put ugly
But I'm giving you a false, lifestyle.
Did we zero in on a word in gay community for especially a gay guy being a Karen? Have we zeroed in on a phrase that we like?
An owl?
Chad, I like.
Sean.
Chad,
I like Sean.
So Chad is like the general
would be a
male
good
one.
one.
It's not specifically gay or straight,
See,
but Chad.
The deliciousness
Fucker's
of
non-binary.
that,
Fucker's non-binary.
deliciousness of that joke is no one heard you. Thank you.
I also love that you call yourself fat. Like,
We
fuck
can't
you.
do it anymore. Apparently Karen is super racist. We can't say Karen anymore.
Yeah. Well, and here's the issue to your point. First off, what platform where you're getting this kind of hate? Is it Instagram?
So the last super big battle we had was on Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. Instagram tends to be a little stickier. TikTok, there's zero personality or personable, communicative engagement with your audience. They don't give a shit about you. You're going to get a lot of responses on Instagram. You're going to get a ton on Twitter. People are going to come after you.
But you're going to get more people liking you than not. There's always going to be haters, no matter what, especially in there.
Sure. No, and I brushed them off. I just find it weird that you want to go out of your way to say something
Paris
like
Hilton
that.
very
But I don't-
famously said, please hate on me because you're engaging me and you're accomplishing exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So why
yeah,
not in
yeah.
that situation where you go, okay, bring it on, fine.
Oh no, and I don't, because I don't like that kind of conflict, right? If you want,
Why are you in social media?
Like,
Yeah.
I did.
No
it happened
publicity
by
is bad
accident,
publicity.
right? Like,
That's not my question, and it's a sincere question.
no, let's do it.
You know that that's going to happen. And if you don't like it and you don't like that engagement, why are you there in the first place?
Well, no, that's weird. It would be weird if
weird.
I'm there for the conflict. That would be weird for me.
No, that's not
No.
what I'm asking. I'm asking from the standpoint of the value of the communication in your social media platform as an influencer is engagement. It's not
course.
whether it's good engagement or bad engagement. It's
engagement.
just
Right, but if you
engagement.
report me, right? If you report me, and then I write back and it's hate speech, I get reported twice, right? If Al came up to me and said, hey, why do you find it interesting to post this? I just want to know where you're coming from. That's different. I'll talk to you all day long.
Yeah.
If you're like, you're a silly fag.
You don't
And I'm
answer
going to
my-
report you.
Right.
You don't answer my question, and I don't think you do. So I'm going to try again.
Let's try it again.
The issue of you, especially. How many Instagram followers do you have?
87,000.
Okay, so 87,000 followers of you in Instagram. To get 87,000 followers, they've seen your penis, they like the way you look, they like you making out with your boyfriend, they think you have interesting ideas, etc. All of those categories is how 87,000 followers are created in Instagram. But the fundamental issue is the pour the water and pour the sand into the bag and shake it up. And that's what you do in Instagram. You can't tell in the water and the sand and mud that you've shaken up whether it's going to be good or bad, and you don't really care because it's the follower that you want.
Sure, okay, fair enough. There are times when I post things that I know is going to stir shit up. But what I'm saying is, in regards to this article, where they're just hating for hate, is the part that bothers me.
But those people troll social media. They troll people like
But I'm
you.
allowed to dislike that. I'm allowed to hate it.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. Do you recognize
course.
your? Okay. All right.
No, of course. I'm not like oblivious. I'm saying like shots shouldn't be fired at me. Sure, go ahead, let's do it. I still
You're
find
putting
you-
yourself out there,
but I still
so-
find you to be an idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
okay.
are an idiot, and they're jealous that they're not at the parties that you're at,
Yeah.
having a great time
That's
as you are. At the end of the
But
day,
I would
no, it's the
never
truth.
say that out loud.
I just
That's
said it out
gross.
loud. They are really jealous of you. All those haters out there. Hey, look at my IG if you want. Say what? All right, they're haters, and they're mad because they don't
Wait,
look as handsome
are
as you. They don't have
you-
the talent that you have, and they're mad
Are
about it.
you trying to troll and steal away his followers onto your Instagram account? Is that
Come
what's going
follow
on
Faye
here?
Watt.
Like, I'm
You
good
should
at-
go. Damn it! No.
I'm good with the hate. I'm used to the
Fine,
hate. It's
collaboration
all good.
is
At Faye Watt.
That's my superpower is the hate. Bring it on.
Well, I know there's a certain percentage that, in your case, there are haters that are out there that are hating about everything, because I get it also on my
Right.
Instagram. And the only thing I
followers.
post on my Instagram are Broadway shows, concerts, patches, and travel. That's it. So it depends on what you're sharing. But my favorite thing actually is like when I'm going through my feed and you see, and a lot of gay boys are guilty of this, and you know who you are. They dress up in a suit and all of a sudden they're posting success quotes. And I'm like, bro, just go to court.
You have jury duty. I know you have
jury duty.
Let's go.
I know
Serious.
you guys,
All of you are
like,
influencers in one way or another. The point here is what kind of influencer you are. What kind of gay are you in these different platforms? Is it important for you to have this voice to you in whatever platform that you're doing? Is it important to you?
Yes,
Why?
1000%. I want to voice love, acceptance, and primarily.
No. That's not my question. That's admirable. My question is beyond that. Whatever your messaging is it important to have the messaging? Is it important for you to have these platforms to be able to say it? Whatever you're saying,
yeah,
you're saying.
absolutely. I mean,
why is that?
Well, for example, like when I went to Tina last week, and I always post my playbills on Facebook and Instagram. And I had a friend of mine who reached out to me and he says, every single time you post your playbill, I buy tickets for my parents to go to the show. So he's like, thanks for the reminder. So in my mind, and I'm such an advocate and passionate for the arts, for me, it's like, oh, wow, like that one post that 4 of my friends liked, someone bought tickets for an upcoming performance. And for me, that's important. And that's the platform that I want to represent.
Do you all agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me give you a counter example, and then I'll use myself as an example. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Reddit really, but I am going to get on Reddit because I do enjoy the conversations that are going on.
So right now
Reddit.
you're a Reddit stalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
And principally, I'm on Facebook, and it's a 12-year-old Facebook account that is a Facebook account. So going through the days of RuPaul's Drag Race, where there would be 40 or 50 RuPaul queens on an event that I'm associated with, could drive traffic if I wanted to. I never did that. Today, it's even worse than when it was in RuPaul's days. I never talk about this. I'm not on these platforms where people constantly push. Our production made a joke this week or at the end of last week about RuPaul going onto TikTok. And the joke in the thread was, wait, RuPaul made it to TikTok before Al did. It was a really good joke. It was, by the way, David, it was a really good joke. I have no interest in going on TikTok.
And RuPaul wouldn't either if it wasn't for sugar and spice.
Exactly. And in Facebook. So for me, and this is the reason why I ask you about this platform. In January, I have Facebook friend requests that are 7, 8, 9, 10 months old. In January, just in January, I'm not exaggerating. I hope you'll take me at my word. I've had 1,000 friend requests in the last 20 days. 1,000. I ignore them completely because I don't care anything at all about that. It's not what I want to do. Everyone around me criticizes me and says, Al, what are you doing? You're a moron. And I'm going, yeah, but I really don't want to.
I have like 300 friend requests that I haven't looked at either. I don't think it's an uncommon thing.
You have this show. It is the same thing.
Do you think?
It is the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
It is. You're getting. The only thing is you're not getting like real-time response.
Okay.
Where we're seeing it.
Well, it sounds like that's good.
There's a difference.
It is good. It is good.
But you also enjoy getting your message out. You also enjoy telling the news. You enjoy kind of a platform to do what it is that you like to do.
Okay.
Like what message?
Okay, I hadn't thought about it.
At least I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's it's the same thing. Like I'm not as good as you on social media. I feel like I do the same thing. A lot of the messaging is positivity, or it's branding a friend's, shirt or swimsuit.
And 8 out of 10 things that I talk about is somebody else, Faye, or X, or Y. No, wait, no.
But there's a difference between, and I think I'm definitely on your page with this. I want to have a presence. I want to be able to get a message out, but I don't want engagement. I don't want further discussion or argument back and forth. So that's why I like my Facebook, my frontward-facing Instagram, but I'm not going in there and fighting with anybody over comments or posting anything controversial, but I just want to be a good example that somebody can see.
Any preferences in our social media? This person that's an InstaGay is different than a TikTok gay. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody has everything, right? But everyone reacts
Except me.
better in some platforms than others. Instagram is very personable, very. Twitter is super sexy. Twitter, you're gonna show your butthole. That's what. And then TikTok is true.
Well,
It's true.
clearly need to get on TikTok.
You really Twitter.
Twitter.
You really do.
Twitter.
You really do. And my feed is filled with naked people, and these are my friends. and then TikTok is for trends, it's for the younger audience, but there's no engagement there. No one's gonna DM you.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, but you married. You don't need to
get
be
it, but
DM.
I'm saying,
Do we think that it's interesting to me because the obvious hit here is, oh, Al, you're just this old, privileged, white, gay guy. I understand the hit because 8 out of 10 people would attack me because that's all they got. I'm going to knock you out in one punch, but okay, go ahead, do it. So I risked this question. Who cares about this? Why do we care about that? Why do we care about this social media platform or whatever the platform choice is to get this out? Because it's so inconsequential. Who cares?
It's
But
interesting
here's
because, like, for instance, I teach social media at Miami-Dade College. This semester, I'm teaching a class on social media, and a large part of it has to do with data and reporting and analytics. And we actually end the class this semester with social media addiction and the anxiety that it causes, and just the social parameters that kids are going through now that causes social media anxiety. And, when they post a picture and they don't get a certain amount of likes in a certain amount of time, they're automatically like deleting the picture.
That's
or the
not
post.
dangerous? Y'all don't
And
hear
it's
that?
very
Of course, it's
dangerous.
very
It's very
dangerous.
dangerous because
so was high school.
All
it makes-
addictions are dangerous.
yeah, and it is considered now an addiction, because people are, every single time their phone vibrates, they're like, oh, like who DM'd me or who liked something or who shared something, and everyone's looking wanting to get retweeted. Everyone's wanting their TikToks to be shared, and that's become the obsession right now. And it's just constant validation for who they are, because now everyone exists, their personality and persona exists on a phone and on a social media platform.
Like they can't look in a mirror to know that they're pretty. They need
a filter.
They need
a filter to know that they're pretty.
If Max Fenning was participating in this conversation, I very clearly hear in my head him saying, "Okay, boomer." I can hear him saying that. But my point of observation on TikTok, for example, when I have friends that say, you know, I sat one afternoon and I was in TikTok 3.5 hours before I realized, oh my gosh, 3.5 hours had rolled by, because they, in the algorithm, know exactly what to put in front of you. Next, next, next. How is that any different than a drug dealer?
It's not. I mean, I've gone through that rabbit hole at night when I can't sleep, and you go through like TikTok and you go through video after video after video until you fall asleep. You know,
Tell
I've
me
done
how
that
it's
too.
not different than a drug dealer.
I didn't say it wasn't different. I'm just saying that's a stretch. Like, sure, there's like instant gratification. There's instant validation. Like,
if you
these things
spent
are in your
3.5
head.
hours this afternoon on TikTok,
I don't
would
have
you
that kind
go,
of time, man. I'm sorry.
This has been a great afternoon.
Wish I had that kind of time.
I wouldn't. But if you watched a marathon of the Brady Bunch when you were young, would you be like, I spent a good afternoon?
Well, that,
Just like that, right?
I would appreciate you not talking about my jam that way. I'm just saying.
But it makes it a lot harder, I think, to also find people like romantically to connect. Because like when you're going to look online, some people post everything, their entire life, everybody that they have a problem with, every fight that they're in, and you're just like, I'm not going anywhere near that, because if we date, I'm going to be all over all over your feed.
Right.
Or then somebody who just like has no identity, and you're wondering, what's wrong with you? What are you hiding from?
Because I have gay boys that will tell the guy they're dating, how come you didn't post a picture of us together? What, you don't like me? What's going on?
I think that's where you have to fit these days, is do you fit in how much you express your life and where you express your life?
I'm curious,
where?
as we wrap this up, anybody spending much time in Reddit?
Yeah. I don't consider it social media though, but I do spend.
Okay, so you split a hair. It definitely is social media, but I understand
I get your
point.
opinion, but
Yeah,
Sounds like an
okay.
old AOL chat. Wasn't that how it used to be? Where it would
Yeah, I
have
get
like
your
the bulletin
opinion, but
boards
yeah.
with stuff on it, right? That's what Reddit sounds like to me.
There's
like
40 million
Yeah, you-
people
Reddit's a
that just said, wait, what did she say?
AOL.
Old
AOL, yeah.
But Reddit is a bit of a throwback. It's primarily text. You can only do the like an image as an attachment, or if it's related or something. But it also gets people into an actual discussion.
Okay, so I hear, right, and I hear Max Fenning go, okay, boomer, in terms of, the 300 character limit, which is getting ready to be 4,000 words, by the way, or 4,000 characters. It's
there's a
getting ready to
limit?
tweet
Wow,
right
that was
now. No, I'm talking about in terms of Twitter.
It went from
Twitter's-
140 to...
It went to 140 to 300, I think. It's
Okay.
getting ready to go to 4,000.
No.
And
Already
but the
gone.
one thing that I
Already
say
gone.
about this in terms of the difference, Gaybros is an interesting platform in Reddit, because they're talking about all kinds of things. And you can see the people that are just using it from the standpoint of kind of focusing some attention on them and getting a reaction. But you can see Reddit threads that are like, wow, this is as good conversation as going on in America on the LGBTQ community in different ways. Trans. There's a complete lesbian Reddit that has 320,000 in the thread.
Because those girls don't go anywhere. That's why. Because they don't go anywhere. Go out, lesbians. I'm out there. Like, instead of talking to somebody on a tip type, go somewhere and talk to someone.
On the tip type.
On a tip type.
That's like Reddit and TikTok put
All
together.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
lots of interesting things that we discuss about the process of
Mostly
social media.
And you know who would, remember how we were talking about the hashtag fucker is gender neutral? You
Yes,
know who
ma'am.
would do a t-shirt like that? Hot Topic would.
Yes, they would.
Right.
And like,
And they probably have.
whose first,
We'll have to look.
whose
No,
first drag
trademarking
outfit
it.
was not half stuffed for the topic?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. All right.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. like this broadcast, and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.